Good day, happy travelers. Seven Continents Travel Agency here. Today, we're doing down under excursions with the port of call being Melbourne, Australia. So if you're watching this, you're one of two people. One, you're booked on a cruise, or you're two, thinking of booking a cruise, and you want to see what Royal Caribbean has in store for you at the port of call in Melbourne. Purpose of this video is to show you exactly that, as well as to give you the price. We'll give you the duration, the departure time, any noted height, weight, or age limitations, and if those in your party have mobility concerns, we will make sure to pass along the notes that are provided to us regarding those concerns. So let's hop into it here. You'll see a couple things. One, there's some things that have percent off. Royal Caribbean presently in early January is having a up to 30% off. Matter of fact, most of the year, for one reason or another, there will be an up to 30% off. St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, you name it, up to 30% off. In spite of all the up to 30% off, 5%, 10%, 15% is the most prevalent, and nothing is also common. The last thing I want to call out here is you will see some things are sold out. This cruise doesn't leave for another about a month and a half. And you'll see that some things are sold off. So if you're typically like a Caribbean cruiser and you're a little bit more leisurely, you'll walk on the boat and kind of book things last minute or as you get a little closer. For this, maybe you wouldn't. If you see something here that is a bucket list item for you, book this now, and then if the price falls, you can always cancel and rebook. Just be mindful that your departure times, if there's multiple, may not be available. So let's go into a wildlife sanctuary excursion is up first. $110 per adult, $65 for kids. 5 hours long. Leaves at 9 in the morning. And, well, as the title implies, you're going to see some wildlife at a sanctuary. So make sure you pause and read the details there if that's important to you. And pause and read here if these details are important to you in terms of the highlights. But you'll be going through Victoria, going into the suburbs. If you're going to be doing this at your own risk, and if you have physical difficulties or using a wheelchair, this is not a suitable excursion for you, but pause to read the details at your leisure. How about a city and river cruise? Hop off the boat, jump onto a river cruise, $69 per guest. 9:15 in the morning is your departure time for 4 hours, and you are going to see the city, Melbourne. So pause to read this at your leisure. And then you're going to hop on a motor boat, or a bus rather, go through the city, and then you're going to hop on a little boat to see the city. So you're going to see the city in any which way you can get it. And again, if you use a wheelchair, this excursion is not recommended. There's nothing worse than spending money on an excursion and not being able to enjoy the benefits. How about a panoramic Melbourne? $36 per guest, 4 hours long, leaves at 9:30. This one's priced pretty nice. This is the one I'm looking at doing, and you are going to stroll through some gardens, a botanical garden. See the skyscraper, see the sights, and this tour is, again, not suitable if you need a wheelchair. There we are. How about wine tasting wildlife and a river cruise? So just combining the best of all the worlds. What is that, a koala bear there? That's then what is that, a vineyard? $330 per guest, $197 for kids. 8:30 a.m. is the departure for 8 hours, and you're going to the capital of cool. Maybe you remember a cartoon back from my day called Cool Cat. I would definitely be singing the theme song there, but nope, worth noting, you'll be in an air-conditioned ride into the heart of rural Victoria. There you go. And you're going to see some birds, about 200 varieties of birds. And you'll also get a 2-course lunch paired with the region's finest wines. So if you like wine, you like seeing wildlife, and you like river cruises, you are doing very good. 18 years old or older to consume the alcohol. Physical fitness, must be able to walk 1 mile, so worth noting there. All right. And interacting with us, so if you're going to interact with some of the animals, they are unpredictable. Look at these. He's like, well, I might be unpredictable. I don't know. How about some shopping? I like shopping. $92 for an adult, $56 for kids. 6 hours of shopping. 10 a.m. is the departure, and you are going to be in shopping heaven. There you go. Scroll down, get on a bus, 550 stores, 30 designer brands. So if this is, you just hopped on a cruise ship, flew halfway around the world, in some instances all the way around the world, there you go. 1 mile of walking for 500 stores. That's, you got off lucky there. Food and drink are available for purchase. Look at that purse. That's Melbourne for you. How about wallabies and wine? You talk about, look at that. Like, hey, I'd like some wine. Can you give me some wine? All right, $205 per adult, $124 for kids, 6 hours long. Leave at 8:45 in the morning, and you're going to the sanctuary where you can get up and close with personal wildlife. There you go, and eat some lunch, which is not the wildlife. The wildlife is not lunch. I don't know why I need to say that, but just in case there's any confusion, I will. Here's the details of what you're going to do. At some point, you're going to enjoy some wine. There you go, right here. You will try some wine. Tours not recommended for those with wheelchairs. Other notes here. Feel free to pause and read them. To enjoy the wine, you must be 18. Queen Victoria Market on your own. They'll drop you off. You make the best of the market. And look at this. All the stuff here. Dried raisins. When I was in the Philippines, all my potatoes came from Australia. $50 per guest, 4 hours as the duration, leaves at 10 a.m. And you're going to the market. You decide where you want to go and try what you want to try. Just make sure you are back at the time that they say to board the bus, because you don't want to miss the boat. Guests must be able to walk about a mile. That seems to be the theme for all these excursions. At least they're keeping it consistent. Got to be able to walk a mile. How about skylines and gardens? Again, a heck of a combination. Pretty cool skyline. Melbourne looks amazing. $59 for an adult, $49 for kids. 4 hours long, leaves at 9:15. And you are going to see the skyline. And 2 gardens. Remember, it's plural. It's not garden. You're going to see 2 of them. And there you go. That's the note regarding that. Going on down. How about the 12 apostles with lunch? I guess these are the apostles out here. It's pretty good. Pretty good place to enjoy lunch. $129 for a guest. Per guest. 9 hours long. Leaves at 8:30. And you are going down to see the rugged rock stacks. There you go. Tour 7 hours. Well, there's approximately 7 hours of driving on this tour. So that's worth noting. So it's 9 hours. So out of the 9 hours, you're going to be out of the bus for 2. So that's certainly worth noting. It's kind of like when you go to the Caribbean and you're going to the pyramids, the Mayan pyramids. Yeah, it's a 6-hour excursion, but 90% of the time you're on it. Certainly cool to see, though. So at least you know. So bring something comfortable to sit on. How about electric bike tour? $169 for an adult, $104 for kids, 2.5 hours long. Minimum age to do this activity is 16, and you are going to go through and see things while on your electric bike. There you go. And if you're on a wheelchair, not recommended to be on the bike. And you should be able to ride the bike unaided. Worth all good notes there. And again, this one's sold out, so if you're looking at 2025 and you're really passionate about riding bikes, electric or otherwise, this is for you. And the Melbourne walking tour is also sold out, $39 per guest, 4 hours long. Minimum age is 12, and you are going to walk. And when you're not walking, you're going to be on a tram ride. Look at that right there. So it's a little bit of both. You're like, hey, I don't want to walk all the way, but it'll be guided. Someone will tell you what you're looking at, and that is always nice. Regarding mobility concerns, just, well, be prepared for the weather, be prepared for your feet, and this tour is not suitable for those with a wheelchair. That is the note here. So if you are going on a cruise to Australia and want to see what's available in Melbourne, that is what's available in Melbourne. I hope you saw something you wanted to do. Until the next video, I hope you travel safely.